I've seen some Jackson State fans kind of panicking a little bit about TC Taylor, but I'm here to tell you it's okay. Take a breath. That's what rebuilding looks like. Oh, yeah, it's Locked On HBCU. Play my music.
You are Locked On HBCU, your daily podcast covering HBCU sports. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's going on, family? Welcome back to another episode of the Locked On HBCU podcast, your number one daily one-stop shop for everything HBCU athletics. Monday through Friday, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And I, of course, am Darian Gray, a.k.a. the Mouth of the South, Texas Southern alum and former TSU Herald Sports editor and current contributing writer at USA Today, Wired. I appreciate you for making this your first listen of the day every day. And remember, just because the mic cuts off does not mean that the journey is over. It just means it's time to follow me on Twitter at South Exclusives. Starts with an S and ends with an S. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of the Locked On Podcast Network. Make every moment more. And right now, new customers get $200 back in bonus bets when you put down a $5 bet. It's guaranteed, okay? Visit FanDuel.com/LockedOn to get started. We wrap up today's episode with Quinton Williams having his moment to shine for the Howard Bison. Before that, we take a look at the Southern Jaguar offense and how they're kind of hitting their strides, so to speak. But before any of that, this is my message. A little bit of a PSA to Jackson State fans. It's okay. Breathe, relax, calm down. Understand that you're going through a process that honestly, I am not too shocked. And I don't think a lot of people who are on the outside looking in are shocked either. Now listen, everydayer, specifically a Jackson State everydayer. If you really know me, you know I'm not here to dig into you. You know that I'm not here to rub in the season to you. That's not what I'm here for. I've never been one of the people who hated Jackson State. I could care less. To me, Jackson State and the fans that they have are just fans of a team that I am covering. I don't have no personal agenda against you guys, but I seen two tweets, and these two tweets made me have to speak on this situation. Now, the first tweet is negative. I'll be honest with you. My policy, not so much my policy before this, but really something I thought about, is if it's a negative tweet or it's a tweet that I'm going against, I'm not going to single that person out. I don't remember who tweeted this out. I don't even remember the tweet exactly, but I remember the sentiment around it. Right? But I'm not going to single out somebody who I'm going against. That's just something I'm not going to do on this podcast. Or at least I'm going to avoid trying to do it unless I'm really angry about it or something. But this tweet basically criticized TC Taylor because TC Taylor, after the last game, which was a victory, said that we're still trying to figure some things out. And that guy, whoever it was, criticized TC and said coaching matters. Basically, to me, it sounded like he's saying TC is a coach. And if you're just basing that off of, I don't know what he's basing it off of, to be honest. I don't know that guy. I don't follow him or anything. But to me, it felt like kind of a rush to judgment. And it kind of felt like you're not giving him a chance to grow. Because you should have given him a chance to grow. Now, the second tweet that I wanted to say, I remember this one. It was a positive one. I actually responded to it. It was CJB on Twitter, right? He said, I'm in a realistic section of Jackson State's fan base. TC is a first-time head coach, and he had to rebuild the roster. Also, he's faced teams across the conference with established continuity, so some struggles were expected. Thank you. And he said that he's in the realistic section of the fan base, which to me means that there's a lot of people, or at least a good amount of people, who are on the other guy's side, who's sitting here talking about coaching matters, and maybe are jumping off the cliff. I'm here to tell you the cliff is not meant to be jumped off of. Go stand by it, enjoy the view, but don't